All right, having bells and whistles on a car. Having bells and whistles on a car is
I just
nice.
said, Mike, do I have food in my teeth? Because I was eating meatballs and spaghetti during the break, and he's like, yeah, it's bad.
Yeah, you got a lot of food in there.
But back to your point, it's also true that the more features a car has, the more that can go wrong. Bluetooth technology has one of our viewers puzzled.
Yeah, that question is number 2 in the hopper today. First, a big welcome to Peter Fink from Certified Transmission.
Hey, Peter, it's nice to see
Peter.
you.
It's good to be here.
It's not bad. I mean, actually, there's no food in her teeth. Do you see anything?
No, I don't see any. I think
Peter,
we're
show
good.
Peter, you see?
No, I think she's good.
She's clean.
Good to go.
Her grill's clean.
There you go.
All right, let's get to the first question, Peter. This one comes from Lynn, and Lynn asks, I have a 2008 Subaru Impreza wagon. It's a manual transmission with 63,000 miles. I had the clutch replaced 7 months ago. I've recently noticed that when I push in the clutch to shift, I hear what sounds like a fan noise. Once I engage, I do not hear it, only when I push in the clutch to shift. What could this be?
Well, 2 things that are coming to mind. First of all, to eliminate one from the other. It's either going to be something with a throwout bearing on the clutch, okay, or there's a pilot bushing that centers the input shaft that goes in the flywheel around the input shaft of the transmission. The throwout bearing we can eliminate. She can do a simple test. Hold your foot on the clutch pedal in, just keep revving the motor, see if the noise is there. Or is it only when you first put the clutch in and everything settles down? If everything settles down and the noise goes away with your clutch pedal still in, what we got is they did not replace the pilot bushing, or they forgot to lube it when they put it together.
So is that
and
a
that
simple...
little bearing has gone out. No, unfortunately, the transmission will have to come back out. This pilot bushing is inside the flywheel, and it'll need a new one. A lot of people do not replace them, or they forget to lube them, okay? And it shows up after you replace a clutch several months later. It sounds just like a fan. It goes away when the clutch pedal's all the way down, when everything goes and stops spinning, and then when you let the clutch pedal out, the clutch starts grabbing and the input shaft turns, and that bearing takes it and makes noise again.
Is that something where it's appropriate, where you could go back to the shop where you had the work done and ask them to fix it, since it might have been their error?
You know, it's hard to say that it was their error, but usually it's a standard practice to replace that when you put one. But again, I don't know if the customer tried to save money, you know, or whatever, okay, or something. We would be happy to check it at our shop to verify the noise, okay, and stuff, since it's transmission related, okay. But, you know, was the shop wrong? I can't say that, okay? It depends what kind of conversation they had. Okay?
And we'll let you know, Lynn, 5 locations for certified transmission in the Omaha area.
Free
Up
for them
next,
to come check it out, though, right?
Yep.
Free for them to look at it.
So Stephanie writes in, I have a 2014 Town and Country. I can make calls via Bluetooth, but like 3 seconds after the call connects, the voice announces call ended and the Bluetooth portion is no longer connected, but the person is still on the phone. So the phone didn't disconnect really, but the car thinks it did. Is there an easy fix for this?
Sounds like we need a computer programmer.
Well, that's what I was going to say. I think this is really appropriate for the next guy coming up. Okay.
That's funny.
You know, 2 things, okay? I have seen some Dodges have problems with Droid phones, okay? Not so much with the Apple product, not trying to say Apple's better than a Droid, okay, or anything. But I have seen some people or customers complain about that. Couple things. You need to make sure that you got the latest software on your Caravan. It's a program, it's a reprogram, reflash they call it at the dealer. 14 would be still free. Have them check. Next, make sure you got the updated software on your phone. And then there just are some phones that don't work. What I would recommend is maybe try somebody else's phone. Grab your kid's phone if it's a different brand of phone, okay? Maybe an iPhone or a husband's or a friend's, and try it and see if it works there. If it does, we got an incompatibility of the phone actually, okay, and stuff, and not the vehicle itself probably, okay? I would think it's more a phone. That's what I've seen with the Droids, okay, that they seem to not talk to all the cars. But you know what, phones change every 6 months, and I mean, it's hard to keep up with all this technology to make it all blend, okay?
Not to get too far off topic, but what are you seeing in terms of, you know, these computer systems? You got the touch screens in cars nowadays. Are they glitchy? Are you seeing issues with these things?
Well, the problem is there's so many different manufacturers, and there isn't always great standards for everything, okay, and stuff. So that makes them, and they got to rewrite and update software for it, so.
All right, Marty's up next. I don't know, I'm like, I've got cousin Marty who spells her name that way. What's the difference in grades of gasoline, and does it really affect a car's performance, which kind I use.
Definitely, okay? You want to use what the manufacturer built the car for, okay? If you need a premium gasoline, you want to use that. If you don't, if you do it over a long period of time and just use regular gas in it, it will damage the engine, okay? So definitely you want to use the premium gas. One time isn't going to make a difference, okay? Do not stick E85 in anything that is not E85 compliant, okay? Usually 2008 and newer is E85, but if you don't have a yellow gas cap, do not. My recommendation is do not use E85 ever, okay? You know, the premium costs a little more, but you usually get better gas mileage. I don't know that they've got more additives in it or not, okay, to help clean the engine, but I like premium gasoline and everything, okay? The few pennies more, I think it's well worth it, okay, and stuff, you know?
Yeah.
So the answer, yes. Several locations for certified transmission in the Omaha area, as we mentioned, 5 of them. You can make appointments online at certifiedtransmission.com. Peter, it's always nice to have you here, sir. Thank you.
Fun time. Always
Appreciate
a
the
challenge
knowledge.
with the questions sometimes.
And if
all
you
right?
have one
Good
of
week.
those for Peter, you can send it to us. Email talkback@omahamorningblend.com. Click on the certified transmission button on our homepage or leave questions on our Facebook wall.